I'm Robin Higgins, and this is How to Identify the Charge of an Ion. So there's a few different types of ions. Let's take a look at each and how we're going to figure out the charge. So one type is that it's just one atom